Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.
Hey everyone, welcome to a Tuesday Tips video. Today I'm going to share with you how I failed Fly Lady. I have been using the Fly Lady system for just over a year. I began in earnest in about November 2019. So we're now 13 months later and I've decided to come clean. I'm going to share with you 5 ways in which I just really failed the system. And upon reflection, I'm hoping to improve in these areas. So, number 1, perfectionist. So Fly Lady, I love Fly Lady. She's just brilliant. She's absolutely a gift from God. And one of the best ways that I enjoy the Fly Lady system is that I use either the website or the app and look at her daily like letters, and she posts her own thoughts and things like that, and it's really great. It's really inspirational. And the other way is by watching Diane in Denmark videos. So I love Diane in Denmark. There are so many people who do Fly Lady videos, and The Secret Slob is one. Fly Lady Cat. I don't know. I don't watch all of them. I just really kind of resonate with Diane and find it's helpful, especially maybe because she's Scottish and she lives in Denmark, and she just, maybe it helps living in Europe. It helps talking to somebody from Europe, if that makes sense. So those are the ways I kind of try to keep up with Fly Lady system. And the Fly Lady, she says that we should give up perfectionism, and that one of the reasons why our houses are really messy is because we're perfectionists. And while that doesn't necessarily seem to make sense, I believe it's because we think it should be perfect and we know we don't have time to make it perfect. So we just give up and just do something else instead. And she really advocates just doing something, even if it's 7 minutes or 2 minutes, or just doing a bit of something, even if you can't do it all perfectly. And her system has you cleaning different parts of the house in different weeks and different days, so that it's not just cleaning the whole house and having it perfect every surface one day a week. And that's another reason to sort of give up the perfectionist mentality, is just that if you do little and often, you can actually keep on top of things to the extent where you could feel comfortable, and that you feel comfortable having guests over. So the way I failed in this respect is that, and this is quite common with a lot of people, I think, who try the system, is there are stages in the system, baby steps and zone work, and it's quite complex on the website, which is really why it's helpful to follow some videos about the method. But there are steps, and with the steps, they should sort of follow in line as you do them over and over the course of, say, months and a year and years. And so, for instance, Diane in Denmark, her house looks lovely and perfectly put together all the time now. Now her kids are older, but it looks great. But she's actually been working at that for years and years and years. It wasn't day one where everything was perfect. And I think I've just fallen into that trap too. It's just thinking, I still can't get that concept of, I can do a small bit and that would be enough for today, and then tomorrow I do a small bit, and then the next day I do a small bit, and that would be okay. I just kind of beat myself up with like, gosh, the kitchen's a mess again, and I'm just too tired to clean it, and I just want it all together. I just want it all smoothly working straight away. And I think it takes some practice, and it also takes a change of mindset. So, number one way I failed Fly Lady is still haven't really changed my mindset fully. Okay. Number two, failing to do the baby steps. In particular, failing to really set in stone my morning routine and evening routine. So the morning routine for me looks something like this. Wake up in the morning, I do my prayers, I drink some coffee and have a small breakfast and do my prayers and reading and spend some time just waking up slowly and also just getting ready for the day mentally and spiritually. Then get dressed. Then you're supposed to swish and swipe the bathroom. So after you brush your teeth, just sort of wash the sink, swish the toilet, just, clean the bathroom a bit and get dressed. And Fly Lady says to get dressed, to shoes. I'll get to that later. And a few other things, like if I can take a walk, on days that I can take a walk, I can fit that in, take a walk and do my zone work, do a bit of chores. And if I need to put a load of laundry in that day. So then, so those are my morning routine things. I don't list everything. For instance, I don't list everything in my control journal that I already do. So I don't list brush my teeth in the control journal because I already do that in the morning. I don't really list load of laundry in my control journal because it's something I already do several mornings a week. I need to do about 3 or 4 loads a week, and I do that naturally. So I don't necessarily feel like I need to just tick that off. I just do it when on the right days, just naturally as the week flows. So I only put in the control journal the things that I really feel like are vital and I need to actually work on incorporating into my life. But I will skip the swish and swipe, or I'll skip bits and pieces of it, or the morning routine hasn't been as bad because I'm a morning person, so I can do those. And also, I'd like to be able to do my zone work in the morning before 9 o'clock, preferably, so that after 9 I can do my work. I am either have kids that I'm looking after several days a week, or I have my own kids that I need to do home education with, or I need to work on my crafting business, or etc., etc. So ideally I do that before 9 o'clock as part of my morning routine, spend my 15 minutes in the zone work. So that is it began really well. I think the first half of the year wasn't too bad, and as we've had a year where things have been a lot more relaxed, people haven't been coming over ever. I'm looking after fewer than half the children that I used to 6 months ago, and that has really kind of slid a bit. The evening routine has definitely slid. So it's supposed to include cleaning the dishes, tidying the kitchen, and put your clothes out for tomorrow. I've never really specifically put the clothes out for tomorrow. I work from home and I'm very, very casual. So, but I make sure that I have clothes for tomorrow, which, because I'm fairly good at keeping up with laundry, I tend to do. So I'll always have some trousers and a t-shirt and, undergarments or what have you to wear the next day. So I have an idea of what I need to wear for tomorrow and make sure that that's available. And I don't tend to go out, but if I'm thinking about what I need to do, like look at my journal, all of that. Now, the thing that has gone by the wayside about evening routines is I'm have been terrible at making sure the kitchen is clean at night. And what I tend to do is, if I don't get to all of the kitchen tasks at night, like dishes, I don't have a dishwasher, so if dishes are piling up and I don't get to all of them and I'm just too tired at night, I go to sleep and in the morning I wake up and then I have to do those dishes. So my evening routine and morning routine have just flipped around, which is why it also affects my morning routine. Sometimes I don't get to do my prayers because I have to do the dishes before children come and I have to start cooking again for the next day. So everything gets out of sync. In addition, when you're doing the baby steps, I think that you're meant to really try to get some of the steps in place as part of your routine before you move on to the next one. So while they can cover the month, if you do the baby steps day by day, actually, maybe you need to take a couple of months just to get those routines into place. And those, especially the morning and evening routines, if you have tidied your bathroom in the morning and you've tidied all your dishes in your kitchen sink at night, you should really be able to feel comfortable about having people over as long as you have a place for them to sit, because in theory, you invite them over to visit with you when it's safe to do so, not visit your clean home. I'm still working on that. I struggle with that. I need to have it really clean for people to come over. I like to do that, but I'm a work in progress. So, number 3. The third way I failed Fly Lady. Tortoise and the hare. Okay, so mainly I have failed to use the timer. So Fly Lady says, and she even sells timers, I think. She says, don't buy a timer, use the one on your phone, but then, I don't know, people say different things. Don't use the one on their phone because if you pick up your phone, then you'll start scrolling through your phone. I don't know. I don't have another timer. I've my kitchen timer is dead and can't be revived. And so I tried to use my phone one, but essentially I've only done that the last few weeks when I realized I'm not really good at using the timer. I always think that, I can just work for 20 minutes 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and then stop. And I don't. And so Fly Lady talks about, she has really great posts, and if you subscribe to her website and everything, or the app, it's free, you can just read her the things that she posts daily, and she comes up with this I think a few times. Sometimes she repeats them because they're such good messages. So tortoise and hare, I'm very much like the hare in the sense that I go, get exhausted, and then sit. And so I could go for an hour in the house cleaning and then sit for 3 days or 3 minutes or 3 hours, but it's just not a steady rhythm like the tortoise, who does presumably 15 minutes of cleaning and 15 minutes of sitting and reading a book, and then 15 minutes of getting up and doing another task. And so I get that really out of sync. And I think that the key to that is using a timer and making sure that you're not leaving too many things for each day. What I tend to do is I work, and I work long hours because I work a 12-hour day. And by the end of that day, if I'm lucky, I've tidied the toys and everything's ready on Thursday night and everything's fairly tidy so that on Friday I can do my Friday tasks. But if I'm not, I have Friday, I'm trying to do my Thursday tasks of tidying up, of cleaning up the toys and cleaning the kitchen, and just starting to get ready for the weekend. So the tasks pile up the next day if you can't pace yourself on the other days. And I really need to get the hang of that. And I think that a timer is going to help me. Right, number 4. Fourth mistake, adapting too many things. So I love the idea of Fly Lady, but I keep trying to adapt it to my home. And I think that there is a need for that. Some people just do the baby steps out of order, or like I don't wear shoes in the house. A lot of people in Europe and in especially in Eastern Europe, in Asia, a lot of the kids I look after, they are not allowed to wear shoes in the house at all. These kids are from Japan, China, Turkey, Greece, lots of places. And in addition, we live in a very wet country, so it's very muddy. I live in a village. We don't wear shoes in the house because we'll traipse all sorts of mud and stuff around. And although we can have indoor shoes, I haven't really got the hang of that. I would need to buy some shoes that would be indoor shoes, and I just don't have that in my budget right now. I just prioritize other things. However, I find that if I'm fully dressed, and I brush my hair and everything, that is for me the same thing as having shoes on. That's the signal to me that like actually I should get up and get stuff done. I'm not just in comfy stuff and just like hang out on the sofa with my morning coffee and my prayer and Bible and reading and stuff and just do that for hours. So it's just making that move to do that is helpful. However, I'm just wondering if trying to actually follow the rules, using the timer, using the schedule she suggests, would actually be more helpful. So I found a pair of just slip-on, I know they're not tied, but they're slip-on trainers, like, forgetting my American, sneakers. Yeah, so if I put those on, I tried them the other day, but I'm going to work on that. So actually trying to follow some of the rules, the way she writes them, and see if they actually work for me. And then maybe adapting later on if I find I need to adjust. Okay. Number 5. So the 5th way that I have failed the Fly Lady system is, so I watched Diane in Denmark, and now she's using Instagram a lot more than YouTube videos. I don't have Instagram yet. So, but especially up till the summer, like last spring, and I had so much more time on my hands, I was watching her. She was posting several times a week, if not 5 times a week, some weeks. And so I'd watch her in about the morning. She'd post it like morning time, and it would be about the time that I'd get to sit down and maybe have a cup of tea or have a snack, and then sort of regroup. So it was a great time to just sit down and watch her video. And a lot of her videos are ones where she is doing her zone work. So she literally sets the timer and then works around. If it's her living room, she's working around her living room, dusting the things and doing the windows and polishing. And as she works, she is asking us to work along with her. Or maybe that is the time to sit down and rest for 15 minutes and then get up and then do that task that she's just done. And I never did that. It was just it was joy to be able to see her and listen to her life in Denmark and learn all about life there and the food they eat and, all sorts of interesting things. And also to see truly how quickly she does the zone work and the various tasks. But I couldn't quite figure out how to do it with her. Partly sometimes it was just maybe the wrong time of day, or that was my rest time, because that's the time when I sit down and then I go, let me scroll through YouTube for a minute and just see if what's on there. So I think that that's another area where I could definitely improve, is actually take that inspiration from people who are trying to help and go with it, use it. So it's been quite a journey, and there have been definitely some benefits, but I am so far from really properly using the Fly Lady system, but I hope to do better, and I hope that you stop by for some more videos in the future so I can show you my progress, see how I get along with this whole thing. All right, thanks for watching.